Hello students, in this video lecture I will explain you the relationship between the atomic number and atomic mass. Atomic number. What is atomic number? Atomic number gives us the idea of number of protons and number of electrons. Okay. Now atomic number is represented by the alphabet Z. Okay. Atomic number gives us the idea of number of protons and number of electrons. Now in our periodic table, modern periodic table is also arranged in the increasing order of atomic number only. Okay. So atomic number gives us the informations of number of protons and number of electrons present in it. So what is the importance of atomic number? First of all, from the atomic number we can predict the electronic configuration. Yes, predict the electronic configuration of an element on the basis of atomic number, and we do also that only. It helps to determine the period and group in which the element belong. Yes, and for example, say here it is given, say sodium. I'm explaining you one example. Say for sodium atomic number is 11 and mass is 23. Okay, now atomic number is represented by capital Z and atomic mass is represented by capital A. Okay, now in sodium, what is the electronic configuration? First orbit 2, second orbit 8 and third orbit 1. Now from this electronic configuration we can predict the position of sodium. See how many number of orbit? 1, 2, 3. That means there are 3 orbit, which mean period should be 3. Now what is the number of electron in the valence shell? 1. Or what is the valency of sodium? 1, which mean group 1. Okay, group 1. So period 3, group 1. Like this we can predict. The group and period of the element from the atomic number. Okay, so atomic number is very important, right? Mass number or atomic mass. Now mass number, it is the sum of number of protons and neutron. So mass number is the number of proton plus number of neutron will give you the mass number. Okay, so mass number is given by sum of proton and neutron. That means number of proton plus number of neutron will give you the idea of mass number. For example, here only you can see, just now I have written mass number of sodium is 23. So how many number of neutrons are present? 23 minus 11. How many protons are there in sodium? Directly 11. How many number of electrons are there? Directly 11. Right. So atomic number or the value of Z will give you directly few information, that is number of proton, number of electron, whereas mass number gives us informations about the number of neutrons. So we can calculate the number of neutrons from the atomic mass. Okay. So learn this formula, practice this formula, try to calculate the number of protons, number of neutrons using this formula. Okay, sodium, see it is given, magnesium. I would suggest to learn all the elements from atomic number 1 to 30 with their mass and atomic number in serial order. Okay, and see this is N by P ratio. Now what is this N by P ratio gives? If the neutron by proton ratio is 1, then it is stable, but if it is greater than 1, that means it is moving toward the instability. Okay, and if it is 1.5 or greater than 1.5, then it is very much unstable and it become radioactive substances. Okay, so go through this. Now here also you can see the information is given that 1.5 N by P ratio 1.5 above unstable. Okay, those are radioactive substances. So for example, uranium, thorium, polonium, okay, these are all radioactive substances. Why? Because in them the number of neutron is far greater than the number of protons, and their ratio is N by P ratio is 1.5 or greater than 1.5. So they are unstable, very much unstable. One more thing, diagonal relationship. This is also very important. See, The first three elements of the second period of the periodic table, lithium, beryllium, boron, not only show the properties of their own group but also of the element present diagonally to them in the next column in period 3. Okay, this property is known as diagonal relationship, and this type of elements are known as bridge elements because they are connecting two periods, right? So which period you will see that period 2 and period 3. Okay, so lithium diagonally you see lithium is with magnesium, so they show similar properties. Beryllium also shows similar properties with aluminium. Boron also shows similar properties with silicon. So these elements are known as bridge elements, and the relationship is known as diagonal relationship. Now lithium resembles magnesium in certain properties, beryllium resembles aluminium, and boron resembles silicon. Only lithium, beryllium, boron exhibit the diagonal relationship. Yes, these things you need to note, that not all the elements in the periodic table they will show this diagonal relationship. Only few elements which is just mentioned here, they only show this type of characteristics or similarities in the properties, okay, diagonally. So they are known as diagonal elements or bridge elements, or and this type of relationship is known as diagonal relationship. Understood? Okay, so I'll end this video lecture here only. Go through it. Okay, some patterns in period 3 which are repeated in the other periods is also given here in 1.6. So I will start from here. I'll explain in my next video lecture, and study of alkali metals also I'll explain over there. Okay, so go through till here. Thank you.